This video is going to be about acceleration mechanics because in team sports, speed kills, but in particular with indoor sports like basketball, acceleration is really what kills because we never reach max velocity just because of the parameters of the court, but we're constantly in acceleration positions where we are stopping or starting, stopping, starting again, etc. So because we're constantly in acceleration, it's really important that we know how to effectively accelerate. Key number one, you have to cover distance when it comes to accelerating, at least in your steps. Acceleration at its purest form is really 0 to 10 yards. So that's anywhere from the first 3 to 10 steps, you're gonna be in acceleration. So during that time, you're gonna be covering distance on each step to pick up your velocity. And the key to doing that is driving your hip and your knee forward on each step. So that's key number one, covering distance by driving your hip and your knee forward or out. Number two, you want to have your torso and your shin at 45-degree angles. By doing that, you're going to be able to put more force into the ground. So if I want to go this direction, right, really, my body is going to be putting force backwards. And notice how my torso there would be at like a 45-degree angle. Number three, your foot needs to land behind or at least under your hips. So again, if I want to go this direction, then I need to put force that direction to allow me to go that way, right? So I already talked about the torso being at that like 45, torso and shin being at that like 45-degree angle, so I can put the force downwards. Well, with my foot, when I'm really applying that force into the ground, if it's behind me, I can effectively put that force down back here to allow me to travel forward. And then key number four, and it's kind of hard to draw on this, but you want your arm to, your arm is gonna help you generate a lot more force in the direction that you want to go. So, the cue I like to think of is your arm uppercutting the air. Specifically, it's your opposite arm. So if my left leg is in front, then my right arm is punching or uppercutting the air forcefully on each step. So, but as you can see again on this diagram, right, torso's at that 45-degree angle, my knee and then the hip that would be along with that is gonna be traveling forward, trying to cover distance. And my foot is ideally landing behind me on each step, or at the very least, it's landing underneath my hip on each step. And then the last thing, your arm uppercutting to help you put some of that force forward. So overall, those are four keys, I think, that make it very simple to think about acceleration mechanics and to apply it immediately without having you thinking so heavily about it. All right, so that's acceleration mechanics. Now go out there and practice your acceleration sprints.